It is always distressing to hear news of violent crimes, particularly those involving children. Recently, there have been reports of 5 child molesters who were allegedly killed by other inmates while in jail. The incident has sparked a debate about the safety of prisoners and the nature of justice within the criminal justice system. While the details of the incident are still unfolding, this tragic event highlights the complexity and challenges of maintaining safety and security within the prison system. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at 5 child molesters instantly killed in jail. Yeah, you heard it right. Theodore Dyer, a cellmate of child predator Dyer, who was serving 25 to 50 years for first-degree criminal sexual conduct, murdered him in prison. Dyer was serving 25 to 50 years for first-degree criminal sexual conduct. After learning of Dyer's heinous crime, Stephen Sanderson attacked him and struck him repeatedly until he perished. Sanderson then strangled Dyer to death with a shoelace. Richard Huckle, the notorious British pedophile who preyed on more than 200 children, met a horrible end in prison. Richard Huckle is serving 22 life sentences for unspeakable crimes, and his parents implored police to lock him up. However, another prisoner administered poetic justice when he murdered Huckle. Roy Whiting. Roy Whiting, the child murderer responsible for the death of Sarah Payne, age 8, was viciously assaulted in prison. As he was struck, kicked, and repeatedly stabbed in the upper body, he feared for his life. The incident serves as a reminder that even the most notorious criminals face persistent danger in prison. Christian Meyer. From 2012 to 2017, Christian Meyer was the mastermind behind an online child exploitation group. In 2018, he was sentenced to 40 years in prison after being found guilty of multiple counts of sexual exploitation. On January 2nd, the following year, however, he met a gruesome end when 3 inmates brutally murdered him in detention. Leonard Nelson. In June 2016, the body of Leonard Nelson, a 28-year-old serving time for aggravated burglary and sexual exploitation of a minor, was discovered in his cell. Despite the fact that officials initially believed it was a suicide, the injuries indicated otherwise. Investigations revealed that he was assassinated by his cellmate, Daniel Smith. Both of them were confined in a facility for disruptive inmates. David Ocias Ramirez. David Ocias Ramirez was murdered at Duval County Jail in August 2019 while serving a life sentence for sexually assaulting an 11-year-old girl. Ramirez was serving a life sentence for sexually assaulting the girl. Paul Dixon, who was incarcerated for homicide, was identified as the perpetrator. The murder was motivated by the perpetrator's reputation as a child sex offender. DeAndre Austin. In October 2020, DeAndre Austin's cellmate at Mule Creek State Prison murdered him after he was convicted of being a serial child molester and rapist. Austin had been convicted of assaulting his nieces and sentenced to life in prison. Despite their prompt dispatch to a man-down alarm, medical personnel were unable to revive the victim. Clinton Don Simpson. In 2017, Simpson was charged and placed under house arrest after his maltreatment of a 3-year-old was made public. However, he was declared unfit for trial for a decade. In 2010, he was finally incarcerated pending trial. However, he was murdered by another prisoner before he could be tried for his crimes. Mitchell Harrison. He received a prison sentence for raping a 13-year-old girl that he met on the street. Nathan Mann and Michael Parr devised a nefarious plot to murder Harrison, inviting him to his cell where they bound him, slit his throat, stabbed his eyes, and slashed his stomach. David Keever. David Keever was sentenced to prison in 1996 for child cruelty crimes. In 2010, despite having been released in 2009, he was rearrested for neglecting to register as a sexual offender. Jamie Ray Carruthers, Keever's cellmate, strangled and stomped on Keever's throat to murder him in July of 2019. Juan Villanueva. Villanueva received a life sentence for aggravated sexual assault on a minor in October 2022. In February 2023, however, he was discovered unresponsive in his cell, having been murdered by his cellmate Ramon Escobar. It is unknown how Escobar murdered Villanueva, despite the fact that he was known for killing his victims with heavy weapons while they slept. Liam Dean. In July 2017, he murdered his 2-day-old daughter Luna by repeatedly striking her on the face. In October 2017, Liam Dean was given a life sentence. Dean's life was cut short. However, when he was murdered by his cellmate John Westland, who claimed to believe Dean was a sexual offender. Robert Munger. Shane Goldsby, his cellmate at Washington State Prison, murdered him after discovering that Munger had sexually assaulted his sister. Goldsby attempted to have his cellmate changed, but prison officials denied his request. Goolsby eventually killed Munger by striking him in the head and face nearly 15 times and stomping on his skull. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.